Hello, this is Abby from ollieholly.com. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the tassel for my Lunar New Year firecrackers. To make the tassel, you'll need a piece of cardboard that's about 3.5 by 3.5 inches. You also need a sharp pair of scissors, some yarn. The yarn I'm using is sheepscatona and scarlet, a darning needle, and a crochet hook is not necessary if you're just making a tassel. But I'll be using this to quickly demonstrate how I attach the tassel to the firecrackers. To start, I'm going to hold the yarn tail down by the bottom of my cardboard, and I'm wrapping the working end of the yarn around the board 18 times. If you're using different weights of yarn, you can adjust the number of times you wrap around the board. With thicker yarn, you don't have to wrap around the board as many times. And with thinner yarn or thread, you should go over the board a few more times. Now that I'm done wrapping, I'm going to cut the working end of the yarn near the bottom of the cardboard, like so. Next, I'm cutting a strand of yarn roughly the length of wrapping it around the cardboard once. I'm threading this onto a darning needle, then threading the needle under the yarn bundle towards the top of the cardboard square. I'm pulling it through until the bundle is in the middle of my piece of yarn. Then I'm going to tie a really tight double knot. Next, I'm sliding the bundle of yarn off the cardboard. And for this next part, I'm going to show you how to attach the tassel to the firecrackers. Before I start crocheting the tassel to the firecrackers, I'm going to lay the strands of yarn from the double knot down by the bundle of yarn. I'm starting with a slip knot on my hook, and I'm making sure to make the tail from the slip knot the same length as the bundle. I'm then inserting my hook into the center of the bundle, and I'm just going to yarn over and pull it through the loop on my hook. To make sure that this chain is nice and tight, I'm going to pull on the working end of the yarn. To attach the tassel to the firecrackers, I'm starting by chaining 10. And for this demonstration, I'll be using a few prototype pieces since I have them around already. I'm inserting my hook into the top loop of the first firecracker. Then I'm going to chain 3. So yarn over and pull through. So that's 1, 2, and 3. For the next firecracker, instead of inserting your hook into the loop just like with the first one, loop the firecracker onto the hook and make sure that it's positioned to the right. Chain 3. Continue to crochet the rest of the firecrackers, making sure to alternate the positions going left and right. This will ensure that your firecrackers are not all just hanging on one side of the chain. And now back to the tassel. The next step for the tassel is to wrap the top end. To make it a little easier to see, I'll be using yellow yarn. For this, I'm taking the yarn tail from my yarn skein and I'm making sure to leave the yarn tail a little longer than the bundle. I'm starting off by laying the yarn tail pointing upwards, with the other end starting where I want the wrapped end to start. And making sure that my bundle is nice and tight, I'm going to take the working end of the yarn and wrap it over my yarn tail as tightly as I can. I'm wrapping the working end of the yarn over the yarn tail 5 times. Next, I'm going to lay the yarn tail over the wrapped section. And now I'm going to continue wrapping the working end of the yarn over that yarn tail. You can wrap as many times as you want here. I'm just going to wrap it until I am happy with the way it looks. To tidy up the top slightly, I'm going to tug the yarn from the bundle down lightly, just so that I can adjust it so that the top isn't so loose. Make sure to not pull too much or you're going to pull the bundle out of the wrapped section. I'm then going to cut the working end of the yarn, leaving about the length of the bundle, and I'm going to tie a really tight double knot. And finally, I'm going to weave these tails in to further secure the tassel. So I'm just threading the yarn tail under the wrap section, going underneath the chain, then down the other side under the wrap section like so. Since the yellow is just used for demonstration, imagine that this yarn tail is red, and it'll blend in with the rest of the yarn once you trim the tassel. Weave the other tail in as well. Cut the bottom of the loops from the bundle open, then trim the bottom of the tassels as evenly as you can. Make sure to do this little by little so that you're not cutting away too much. And that's it for this tassel making tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you're interested in making the firecrackers, you'll find the free pattern on my blog and I'll link it down below. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye!